Expatriate Extraordinaire, Esther 2, 5-7. Introduction. 1. A much-loved story in the Bible is that of Esther, Hadassah, a young beautiful Jewish girl who becomes queen of Persia, Esther 2, 16 and 17. B. Who at great risk to her life intercedes for and saves her people, Esther 4, 15 and 16, which led to the establishment of the days of Purim for the Jews, Esther 9, 26-32. 2. Integral to the story of Esther is the involvement of Mordecai the Jew, a. the first cousin of Esther, who also lived in Shushan of Persia, Esther 2, 5-7. B. Whose greatness is described in the last verse, Esther 10:3. In fact, the Feast of Purim is called the Day of Mordecai in 2 Maccabees 15:36. Mordecai was truly an expatriate extraordinaire. As such, he provides an example in many respects for Christians today. Mordecai as an expatriate extraordinaire. A. He was an expatriate. 1. Expatriate, one who has taken up residence in a foreign country. 2. His great-grandfather Kish had been taken away into Babylonian captivity, Esther 2, 5-6. 3. The Jews had begun to return to Jerusalem nearly 50 years earlier, Ezra 1, 1-5. Mordecai, like many other Jews, remained in the country of exile. B. He was extraordinaire. 1. Extraordinaire, extraordinary, beyond what is ordinary or usual, highly unusual or exceptional, remarkable. 2. He raised his orphan cousin Esther, Esther 2:7. 3. He served as her mentor and protector, Esther 2, 10-11 and 20. 4. He displayed patriotic loyalty by saving the king from assassination, Esther 2, 21-23. 5. He refused to give Haman homage due only to God, Esther 3, 1-4. A. The Jews all think that Mordecai refused this prostration because it implies idolatrous adoration. B. Hence in the apocryphal additions to this book, Mordecai is represented praying thus: Thou knowest that if I have not adored Haman, it was not through pride, nor contempt, nor secret desire of glory, for I felt disposed to kiss the footsteps of his feet, gladly, for the salvation of Israel, but I feared to give to a man that honor which I know belongs only to my God. 6. He did what he could to save his people, the Jews. A. Tearing his clothes, mourning in sackcloth and ashes before the king's gate, Esther 4, 1-4. B. Sending word to Esther that she must be willing to risk her own life, Esther 4, 13 and 14. C. Heeding her plea for him and all the Jews to fast and pray for her, Esther 4, 15 and 17. 7. Together with Esther, he wrote a decree that countered the one by Haman, Esther 8, 7-12. 8. He wrote letters establishing the Feast of Purim for the Jews, Esther 9, 20-28. Mordecai was truly an extraordinary person, his greatness extolled in the book of Esther, Esther 9, 4, 10, 2 and 3. With the example of Mordecai fresh on our minds, what parallels or applications might we draw related to our service as Christians? Christians as expatriates extraordinaire. A. We are called to be expatriates. 1. Like the Jews in exile, we are pilgrims of the dispersion, 1 Peter 1:1. 2. We are sojourners and pilgrims in this world. 1 Peter 2:11. 3. Our citizenship is in heaven. Philippians 3:20. During our earthly sojourn, we are truly expatriates residing in a world not our own. B. We are called to be extraordinaire. 1. With honorable conduct among the Gentiles. 1 Peter 2:12. 2. Children of God, without fault, shining as lights in the world. Philippians 2:14 and 15. 3. Practicing pure religion, as did Mordecai, raising Esther. James 1:27. 4. Encouraging one another to do what's right, as Mordecai exhorted Esther. Hebrews 3:12 through 14. 5. Fulfilling our duties to the governments in which we live. A. Obeying the laws, paying taxes, showing respect. Romans 13:1 through 7 and 1 Peter 2:13 and 17. B. Praying for those in authority. 1 Timothy 2:1 and 2. Obeying God rather than man, should there be a conflict. Acts 5:29. Devoted to the people of God, the church, as Mordecai was to the Jews. 1 Thessalonians 4:9 through 10. Such conduct would certainly be extraordinary, beyond what is ordinary or unusual, highly unusual or exceptional, remarkable. Conclusion. 1. Do you know anyone like that? A. How about the Apostle Paul? Other faithful Christians in the New Testament? B. How about faithful Christians today? If so, mark them well and follow their example. Philippians 3:17. 2. Add to your role models other Old Testament examples. A. Men like Joseph, Moses, Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. B. Women like Ruth, and of course Esther, whose histories were written for our learning. Romans 5:14. These were expatriates extraordinaires, like Mordecai. So we can be, if we follow in their footsteps of faith, fighting against our enemy, Satan, not Haman. Are you willing to accept the challenge? Yet who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Esther 2:14.